Doom came out 10 years ago to this day, and when it did, it was met with some of the highest accolades a video game can achieve, winning awards for the best action game, best music and sound design with Mick Gordon, and was even nominated for Game of the Year. And after playing through Doom, it's easy to see why. It isn't just a reboot of the classic games from the 90s, which I already have the platinums for, but it adds to the lore while staying true to the core of Doom, which is to rip and tear through demons. To celebrate this 10-year anniversary, I decided to get the Platinum Trophy and experience all that Doom has to offer 10 years later. This game starts off quick as you awaken chained down in a tomb and immediately have to bash in the skull of a demon, break free, and start shooting before reaching your armor, the legendary Praetor suit. And once you put it on, you officially become the Doomslayer. We then get a bit of a tutorial, which includes teaching us how to do glory kills that no matter how many times you do them, are just such a satisfying way to kill some demons. After grabbing a shotgun and opening a door, we're introduced to the Imp, and after having seen thousands of these guys in the original Doom 1 and 2, I can't tell you just how cool it is to see these guys brought even more to life with these graphics. Or maybe brought more to death? Cause they're already dead, I mean, you get what I'm trying to say. It's not just the imps though, as this game also gets to show off Pinkies, Revenants, Cacodemons, Mancubi. If you can name it from the originals, this game's got it. And that has to be part of what makes this game so good, is that you can really tell just how much care they put into bringing aspects from the old games into the new one. Not just with the enemies though, as you can find classic Doom maps scattered throughout all the levels, almost like a collectible. There's also all kinds of callbacks that I'll try and point out as we go through. This game also brings along iconic weapons like the rocket launcher, plasma rifle, super shotgun, chainsaw, chain gun, and of course everyone's favorite, the BFG, which we'll show off in a little bit. After the tutorial, we landed on the surface of Mars, and after fighting our way through the first level, earned our first trophy called E1M1, which is a nod to the layout of the levels in the original Doom games. Soon afterwards, we also completed 200 glory kills for the Butcher trophy. It was here where we had a quick jump scare and met Dr. Olivia Pierce, who although wasn't a demon, turned out to be this game's main antagonist. We then ran into this glowing green rock, which is called a rune, and after completing a rune trial, we not only unlocked special abilities, but also a gift from beyond for earning our first rune. After cracking open another door, we had another, what I'll call mini jump scare with Dr. Pierce. She took a pretty cool leap of faith, which unfortunately brought out a bunch of demons for us to fight, but fortunately earned us the Into the Unknown trophy. Our next mission started in the underworld and introduced us to Skull Keys. Skull Keys are a way to open doors, and yet another fun piece of the original Doom games brought along to be a part of the new one. And these look even cooler than I expected when you use them to open a door. As I played through my first run through, I wasn't going for every single collectible or upgrade, but I did find enough of these orbs called Argent Cells to completely max out my ammo capacity for the Argent Overload trophy. I was also able to upgrade a rune, which is done by completing certain tasks while a rune is active to upgrade your abilities. This earned me the Momentum Shift trophy. I then used upgrade tokens that we found throughout the map to upgrade the Praetor suit and earn the Tinkering trophy. After returning to Mars, we learned about a big rock and got a glory kill on a Pinky, which meant that we had done one on all the different enemies to earn the Rip and Tear trophy. We then got to meet Dr. Samuel Hayden, who was our reluctant ally. He told us even more about the big rock and where we could find it, and he also told us how to find the BFG, which is not only the coolest gun in the original Doom games, but also one of the coolest guns of all time. We also got to use this guy's retina to get to it, which as an optometry student was pretty cool for me. After finding our way through the shields and grabbing it, we earned an old friend, and very soon afterwards, were able to use it to blow up what looked like hundreds of demons at once. And especially this guy. We then found the big rock, which told us that we would need to go back down to the underworld. But first, we found and completed the last rune trial to earn the Circle is Complete. In order to get back to the underworld, we needed to walk through this incredibly ominous hallway, which conveniently popped some info on the Cyber Demon. It also had a lot of armor and ammo, which wasn't suspicious at all. As I unsuspectingly opened the massive door at the end of the hallway, we were grabbed by a hand and thrown into a boss fight with one of the coolest bosses in Doom history, the Cyber Demon. I know that there's 2 more boss fights towards the end of the game, and both of them are fun, but the Cyber Demon was by far my favorite boss. And the best part is, we got to fight him twice, as after beating him on Mars, we got sent to the underworld where we got to fight him again. This earned us the Shoot It Until It Dies trophy, which has the exact same name as the trophy from the original game. After finding a few more Argent cells, I was able to fully upgrade my health, armor, and ammo for Argent Fiend. I also found the last of the weapon mod drones, which I punched for the last time to earn the Hot Swapper trophy. Then, after getting a few headshots off on the Cyber Mancubus with the heavy assault rifle, I earned the Specialist trophy for earning a mastery with its scope. We then had another boss battle, which was against these guys that looked like they were made out of rocks. After beating them though, we ripped apart the worm that was inside and earned the Outnumbered No Problem trophy. We then grabbed something in the middle of the stage that looked pretty important and had a few holograms of what looked like soldiers surround us before getting pulled back to Mars. We didn't spend much time there though, as we had to blow up Vega to go back. Fortunately, it looks like we backed him up on a flash drive for safekeeping. It turns out the important looking thing was called the Crucible, and we used it to put a couple of Wraith souls to rest. Fortunately, the Force Ghost soldiers pointed us in the right direction for where to go next, which led us to our final mini jump scare with Dr. Pierce, who wasn't looking too good. And no matter how many times I see it, her transformation into the Spider Mastermind is always a cool one. And just like that, we had reached the final battle. Fortunately, she was no match for us or the BFG, as we made quick work of her brain and had officially completed the campaign, which earned us the Knee Deep in the Dead and Who's Next trophies. It was then time to go back through all the levels with a guide to complete all the challenges and find all the collectibles. After completing all the challenges on the first mission, I earned the Thorough Shopper trophy. I also found all of these things called Praetor tokens, which allow you to upgrade the Praetor suit, and after maxing it out, earned the Overclock trophy. I then finished upgrading all the runes by using their special abilities for the IDDQD trophy, which is yet another callback to the original games, as this was a cheat code that you could put into your keyboard to give you invincibility. My favorite type of collectible by far though was the Doom Guy figures. These guys were scattered across all the maps, and each time you picked one up, a cool little guitar riff would play. My 3 favorites have to be the Toxic, Classic, and Hazmat models. The Toxic model because look at it, it's just cool. The Classic model, not just because it shows off the original armor, but also because when Doom Guy grabs it, he gives it a fist bump, which is insanely cool. And last but not least is the Hazmat model because of how you collect it. You see, the final level in Doom 2 has you shoot rockets into the hole of this skull called the Icon of Sin, and in the Necropolis mission, there's a skull that looks remarkably similar. After shooting a rocket into it, a box with skulls will come out just like in the original, and after following it to where it finally lands, you'll find this figure. After finding the last figure on the final level, we got the Every Nook and Cranny trophy. I then completed a bunch of different challenges with the different weapon mods. I was a big fan of the micro missiles on the heavy assault rifle, not really because they were useful, but I thought it was cool how the missiles would pop up on the gun. I also really enjoyed the mobile turret mod for the chain gun because of just how fast it mowed down enemies, which earned us IDKFA, which would give you full keys, weapons, and ammo in the originals. I then had a few extra challenges to do, like killing 100 enemies with barrels, killing 150 while on steroids, finding all of the data logs, and was then awarded with What Else You Got for completing all the mission challenges. I'd also kind of forgotten about using the chainsaw for most of my playthrough, which led to me being low on ammo a lot, But fortunately, it didn't take me long to use it 50 times for the up close and personal trophy. It was then time to move away from the campaign, but before we could get to the grind that was multiplayer, we knocked out 3 trophies in the snap map section, which was mainly just going through the tutorials on how to design a level, publishing one, and then playing through 5 for the trophies. And because I didn't just want the platinum, but wanted to 100% the game as well, this meant that I would need to earn all the DLC trophies, which were almost entirely in multiplayer. And given the fact that this game is now 10 years old, the servers aren't exactly as full as they were when this game launched. Fortunately, I found a handful of people who were looking to get the trophies as well, and we were able to help each other out. The main reason for this time sink is the Beauty is Pain trophy, which requires you to play a match with a piece of Cyber Demon armor equipped. Sounds simple enough, right? But in order to get this armor, you have to reach at least Echelon 8, which is basically the same as Prestige 8 in the Call of Duty leveling system. That's only if you can complete the challenges though, because if you can't, you'll have to reach Echelon 10 instead. Fortunately, there's a pretty simple way of grinding for this trophy, which requires you to switch between 2 zones on a specific game mode, and the closer the zones are, the faster you'll collect XP and level up. There's also a few miscellaneous trophies to earn as you grind through the levels. Things like reaching level 5, winning a match, and doing a couple different challenges. We also got to use some fun taunts for a few trophies. There's also a handful of trophies for getting a set number of kills with specific weapons and items. One of my personal favorites was the Kinetic Mine, which is basically a heat-seeking bomb that locks onto players and blows them up. Fortunately, none of these took too long. Another cool thing you get to do in multiplayer is play as the demons after grabbing a power-up. This is really fun, especially as you need to get a few kills with some of the cooler ones for some trophies. Finally, after just over 10 hours played, over the course of a couple days, I had reached Echelon 9 and was able to complete the challenges to earn all of the armor I needed, with a KDR over 1, I'd like to add. I then threw on a piece of Evil Cultist armor, Robotic armor, and finally Cyber Demon armor to finish all of the multiplayer trophies and the longest part of the Doom journey. Up next was to grab the 3 trophies from arcade mode, and these were relatively simple, especially if you followed a guide to grab all the different relics and metal types in one run. And even though it took me a few attempts to earn a gold rating on the first level, I was able to get it done. This left us with just 1 trophy left to complete the 100% platinum, and I wanted to do something a little special for it. Well, hello everyone. So I know that I've put a couple pictures of myself in some of my other videos, but this is going to be the first time that I'm using a face cam, which is really just my phone propped up on a chair. And in case you guys couldn't have guessed, I am a little fugly, but we're going to skip past that because we have Ultra Nightmare queued up on Doom, where we're going to be trying to get our last trophy, a Toe into Madness, to complete our 100% platinum of Doom. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. And away we go. So I haven't really had any practice runs with this, not on Ultra Nightmare at least. And I also haven't really watched any tutorials. I know the best strategy is just going to be to try and let as many monsters come to me as possible. I think that ammo is going to be something that I need to use scarcely, especially in these earlier sections, so hopefully we can get a good start going. And we're almost done with our first attempt. I also think continuing to keep moving is going to be a big thing to help us out. So that's definitely part of my plan. This is going slightly better than expected so far, to be honest. If I could make it through this first section on my first run, I would be pretty happy with that. And I almost just got finished as I was saying that. And there it is, checkpoint reached. We completed the first section, which is honestly a surprise to me. Alright, I like Explosive Shot a bit better for the shotgun, So we're gonna go with that for our weapon upgrade, and I hope that it works well for us. And there's our first death. I really shouldn't have walked back into that bullet, but the torment has ended, and run 1 was not it, but it honestly did go better than I was expecting, so I'll take it, and let's see how our next couple attempts go. And away we go on attempt number 2. So I didn't really learn much from first attempt, except that it went a bit better than I was expecting. So let's see how attempt number 2 goes. My plan of moving a lot was working really well whenever I stuck with it, so I think let's try and keep that as part of the plan. And that clearly did not work. Great. Maybe I should spend less time explaining the plan and more time doing it. And I should have just killed him with the shot. That was a mistake. Maybe I need to put less emphasis on glory kills, I say as I go for a couple melees. And checkpoint reached. Okay, we are able to get past the first wave more than once, so good things are happening. Nice. I think this is a new PB, which I will happily take. I think this is definitely one of the places where it's important to let them come to me. Just keep my distance, dodge where I can. Beautiful. We're doing good. Really, we're basically at the final section right here. And unless I get killed right now by being stupid, which probably happens with me more than it should. Oh, I can't believe that just happened. I literally can't believe that just happened, that we were in such a good spot. And that definitely, what got me? Was there a barrel? Was there still like an imp somewhere? That was stupid. That was also stupid. And that was the end. Terrific. And there's another one that was very avoidable. And I got caught, and that's gonna be it. Perfect. Perfect. Love to see it. Well, a barrel got blown up right next to me. Great. That's actually a pretty nuts shot by him. Well played. The bad news is I'm playing pretty inconsistently. The good news is I think if I really lock in, I can start to figure it out and do a pretty good job here. So let's really try and do our best with this one. See how it goes. I'd say we're probably in the best spot we have been so far. Right as we see our death spot right there. But hopefully that won't happen this time. Let's go ahead and keep moving forward. Nice. We're cruising right now. Okay, I think I'm in a good spot, but we have had this issue before, and that's where an imp's coming from up there. There's another one, popping in. Bang, dunzo. Checkpoint reached, beautiful. This is the furthest we've got to this point. Shooting down that way though. Oh, he's trying to get me. He almost did too. He still might. guy's not though. Is this the spot? Did I find a beautiful camp spot? There's a couple ways we could go about this. And I'm kind of leaning towards jumping across, getting in there through that door, and firing off a nice grenade, and hoping for the best. And there's a couple explosions going on around me, which isn't ideal, but there's a couple guys who can take care of you real quick. Oh, that's a nice shot. I'm getting... Come on, man. Like, that's the best that I've done. That's frustrating. I was pretty close. All right. If I can get that close once, I can get that close again. Let's go ahead and do it again. Oh, I thought that was going to be the checkpoint, but there's this guy still here. If we can get rid of him, that would be perfect. Or he's just going to leap across and have the duel of the century. That should be the checkpoint. Maybe? Maybe not. Okay, there it is. Where did you come from? I don't know how he got behind me. I'm not a fan of it. Dang. Doesn't even matter. There's the checkpoint. We're moving on. It was a great time for him to spawn right there. We're making pretty quick work of these guys. Beautiful. Every time I think that I'm done here, though, there's one more that pops out. There he is. Gonna be another one? Nope, that's the checkpoint. All right, back to what I'd call the final spot. I didn't hate this strategy. All right, we're gonna run in, dump our grenade, and run out. Ooh, that was a bad throw. We're back across. We'll see what that triggered. And if anyone's chasing us, yep, just a little bit, just a little bit. They're chasing us pretty good, too. As long as nothing can come up here. I say as an imp comes up. I am more stressed than I thought I'd be. Like, I am... My heart's beating a little bit. So it means it might be time to advance. Just a little bit. There's a couple shots coming. There's an imp. Nope, that's one of the possessed soldiers instead. Even better. There he is. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, hey, we'll take you. Can I see anything from over here? Yep. Here's this guy. Bang, out of there. Pick up a bit of health. And we're okay. One of them is up there. He's gonna try and come and grab me. He's got better sight than I do. He's also got the high ground, which is never good. Oh, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Come on. Was that an imp? Nope, there's not one of those guys. There he is. Checkpoint reached. That might be it. Don't do anything too crazy yet. Well, let's try and get up there and let's try and get out of here. Just run. Just run. I think that's it. I think this is about to be the platinum.
Welcome to the UAC.
Get out of here. Exit facility. That should be it. That should be the platinum, is it not? A toe into madness. There it is. And let's see the platinum. Thy flesh consumed. And just like that, we have the 100% platinum on Doom. Wow. It's over. With Doom's 100% platinum finished, it's time for my final thoughts on the game. I absolutely believe that Doom 2016 is fully deserving of all the awards it won. It doesn't just reboot or remake the originals, but connects to their storylines terrifically and opens up for more lore to be added, which gets explored in Doom Eternal and the Dark Ages. Its fighting gameplay is really unique and super satisfying, with a killer soundtrack by Mick Gordon behind it the entire way. There's really nothing profound about the game and its storyline that I'd be able to say which hasn't already been said. If I did have to make one critique about the game though, I would have to say that in between the insanely satisfying fight sequences, I felt like I had to do a lot of searching to find where I needed to go, which was a bit unsatisfying and did take me out of it at times, but certainly didn't keep me from enjoying the run and gun aspect of Doom that everyone's come to know and love. The only bad news though is that I've heard that there's even more of this in Doom Eternal with the addition of things like parkour, which to be completely honest with you, doesn't really feel like my style and leads me to not really wanting to get the platinum for it. Believe me, I wish that I was excited to start working towards getting the platinum for Doom Eternal and maybe even the Dark Ages, but unfortunately, I don't really think that's something I'm planning on. Unless, of course, this video goes crazy and gets something like 100 likes in the first month, then I might consider it. But all jokes aside, I'm glad that I got the platinum for Doom 2016 and loved all the ways it tied back into the originals from the 90s. Let me know in the comments though if you'd really want to see me make videos on Doom Eternal and the Dark Ages, and maybe I'll get around to them at some point. And if you could like and subscribe while you're down there, I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.